Hello the YouTubers, welcome back to my another video in which I'm going to be taking you through to the basic data structure challenges. So without further ado, let's get started. I'll just zoom in the screen so it's a bit easier for you guys to see. Right, so it's called the introduction to the basic data structure challenges. Data can be stored and accessed in many different ways, both in JavaScript and other languages. This section will teach you how to manipulate arrays as well as access and copy the information within them. It will also teach you how to manipulate and access the data within JavaScript object using both dot and bracket notation. When you're done with this section, you should understand the basic properties and differences between arrays and objects, as well as how to how to choose which to use for a given purpose. Alright, so let's go with our first challenge. It says use an array to store a collection of data. The below example, the below is an example of simplest implementation of an array data structure. This is known as one-dimensional array, meaning it only has one level, or that it does not have any other arrays nested within it. Notice it contains booleans, strings, and numbers among other valid JavaScript data types. Yep, number, I mean string, integer, boolean, data, data type undefined, and null. Alright, all arrays have length property, which, as above, can be very easily accessed within the syntax array.length. Yep, cool. A more complex implementation of an array can be seen below. This is known as multi-dimensional array, or an array that contains other arrays. So this is an array, the main array, okay, and this is the one array within the main array and the second array within the main array. Alright, so notice that this array also contains JavaScript objects. Yep, one of first object, second object, in the second array first object and second object, which we'll examine very closely in our section. But for now, all you need to know is that arrays are also capable of storing complex objects. Alright, fair enough. We have defined a variable called array and complete the statement by assigning an array of at least 5 elements in the length to the array variable. Your array should contain at least one string, one number, and one boolean. So for this one, you should do array as, so you define an array with a bracket notation. Alright, and it says 5 elements. So normally what I like to do is put commas. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. So normally what I like to do is put the commas uh, in the sense of the actual number of elements we want minus 1. So in this case we want 5 elements. So I have 4 commas, so 5 minus 1. If I had 6 elements at least, then I would do 5, but in this one at least 5 elements, so I would leave it as 6. Alright, so 6 minus 1, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. And then it says that your array should contain at least one string, so I'm gonna do a string. So this is a string, and then one number 2, and one boolean true, false, oops, false, another string say Zane, that's my name, and another number. So this should pass the test. So what I've done is signed up 6 elements because our requirement is of at least 5. Alright, so run the test and it should pass. Yes, Thundercats. Oh yeah. And submit and then go to the next challenge. I'm still poor, so unfortunately I'm not going to be doing that. You guys are probably billionaires, so if you want, you can click that donate button. Alright. So the second challenge is access and erase content using bracket notation. The fundamental feature of any data structure is of course the ability to not only store data but to be able to retrieve that data on command. So now that we have learned how to create an array, let's begin to think about how we can access the array's information. When we define a simple array as seen below, which is here, there are 3 items in it. So A, B, C, 1, 2, 3 items. In an array, each array item has an index. So this one has an index, B has an index, and C has an index. This index doubles as the position of that item in the array and how to reference it. However, it is not uh, however, it is important to note that JavaScript arrays are zero based, which means that they always start with a 0, meaning that the first element of an array is actually at the 0th position, not the first. In order to retrieve an element from an array, we can enclose an index in brackets and append it to the end of an array. Okay, cool. Or more commonly, to a variable which references an array object. This is known as bracket notation. For example, if we want to retrieve a from our array and assign it to a variable a, we can do so. Yep, our array and then this 0th position, and this 0 is the index because a is the first element, but in arrays language is the 0th element. Alright, at index is 0. So in addition to accessing the value associated with an index, you can also set an index to a value using the same notation. Cool. So here is changing the value of index 1, which is this one, to not be anymore, which so our rank now equals a not be anymore and C. Using bracket notation, we can now reset the item at index 1 from B to not B anymore. In order to complete the challenge, set the okay. So uh, this is our challenge now. Set the second position index 1. Yep, to anything you want besides B. So we do my array and then oops, wrong way. Curl my array. My array 1 equals, I would say, second element. Alright, and that should bring it up. So A is second element, C, D. Perfect. Now run the test. Yes, I also live dangerously. Yes, because I love taking risks. Let's submit and go to the next challenge. Alright, so basic data structures. Add items to an array with push and shift. Alright, an array's length, like the data types, it can contain like data types. It can it can it can contain is not fixed. Okay, so array's length isn't fixed. Arrays can be defined with the length of any number of elements, right? And elements can be added or removed over time. In other words, arrays are mutable. Okay, so in this challenge, we will look at two methods with which we can programmatically modify an array. So push and unshift. So both methods take one or more element as parameters and add those elements to the array, and the array the method is being called on. Right, cool. So it says that both the methods is talking about these two methods, push and unshift. Both methods take one or more elements as parameters and add those elements to the array. The method is being called on. Push method adds elements to the end of an array. So basically, push just appends the elements at the end, and unshift adds the element to the beginning. And consider the following: 23 Roman numericals. Okay, x1 and x. Cool. So Roman numerals unshift it as in the beginning of the array. So that would now, so it's adding these two elements at the beginning of this array. All right. So it becomes 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, here, and push adds at the end of it. Push. So there will be, what did it do here? Okay, 23 is this. So this app, so push adds this this string at the end of this array. So 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, and this string is over here. See, push at the end of the array. So now it says that notice that we can also pass variables. Yep, which is this one, which allows us even greater flexibility in dynamically modifying our array's data. Right, interesting. So we have defined a function mixed numbers, which is here. Yep, which we are passing an array as an argument. Yep, as an argument. Modify the function by push and shift. Alright, to add I, 2, 3 to the beginning of the array and 7, 8, 9 to the end, so that the returned array contains representation of the numbers 1 to 9 in order. Okay, cool. So array, and then I need to push to the beginning. So push comes to the end and unshift goes to the beginning. So I'll do unshift first, and then to add and push beginning of the array, so 7. So how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3. So 3 minus 1, 2. 1, 2 commas, and then I'll do 7, a string, I, and then a 9. And then what I would also do is array r push. So take this r and push these values in it. So again, it's 3 elements here. So I would do 3 to put the commas. I would do 3 minus 1, 2, 1, 2. Same thing with this one, I, 2, and 3. Brilliant. Okay, so this looks like it's done. I think so. Push does it to the beginning. Yep, cool. It should be right now. Let's run this. Oops, I have messed something up. Mixed number should now return 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, my bad. 1, 2, 3. Then I need to unshift this and push this one. So unshift was at the end. Yep. Sorry, my bad. Yep. But unshift, push at the back, at the beginning of the array, and to the end of the to add 1, 2, 3 at the beginning, which is the unshift, and of the array, and 7, 8, 9 to the end, so that end, which is push. Alright, now let's test it. Yes, we passed the challenge. Alright, submit to the next challenge. Right, in this, remove items from an array with pop and shift. So both push and unshift have corresponding methods that are nearly functional opposite. Pop and shift. Pop and shift. Okay. As you may have guessed by now, instead of adding, pop removes an element from the end of the array, while shift removes an element from the beginning of an array. So the key difference between pop and shift is that the key difference between pop and shift and their cousins push and unshift is then neither takes parameter and each only allows an array to be modified by a single element at, at a time. Alright, so let's take a look. So let's go and array called greetings. Greetings. It should so it calls a method pop on greetings. So now the result would be pop will remove this string over here at the last, and it will only show what's up and hello. So what's up and hello, and shift, if it calls, then it will remove the element from the beginning and uh, return the last element. So it's essentially what pop does is that it removes an element from the end, and shift removes the element from the front of the array. Okay, cool. So we can also return the value of the removed element with either methods like that pop is equal to greetings dot pop in brackets and then returns hello. Cool. Greetings greetings now equals an empty array because it removed the one and only element that was present in the greetings array. So next says we have defined a function pop shift which takes an array as an argument and returns a new array. So pop shift takes an array as an argument and returns a new array. Okay, cool. Modify function using pop and shift to remove the first and the last elements of the argument array and assign the removed elements to the corresponding variables so that the returned array contains their value. Right. So now it will do. We need to pop it. So array dot pop and array arrow dot shift, which is removes an item from the front or the beginning. Perfect. So this should work. Challenge and completion is removed the string challenge and also remove the string complete. So first and the last. First and the last. Alright, let's go to the next one. Oh yeah, we on fire, baby. Right, so the next challenge, it talks about removing items using splice or splice. I don't really know what's the pronunciation, but let me just confirm it. Alright guys, I've just googled the pronunciation of it and it says splice. Alright, so where were we? Where were we? Yep, here. Okay, yeah, so, okay, we have learned how to remove elements from the beginning and end of an array using shift and pops. But what if we want to remove an element from somewhere in the middle, or remove more than one element at once? Well, that's where splice comes in. So splice allows us to do just that, remove any number of consecutive elements from anywhere in an array. Splice can take up to 3 parameters, but for now we will focus on just the first two. The first two parameters of splice are integers, which represent indexes or positions of the array that splice is being called upon. And remember, arrays are zero indexed. So to indicate the first element of an array, we would use 0 and dot splice. I mean 0. And splice's first parameter represents the index on an array from which to begin removing elements, while the second parameter indicates the number of elements to delete. For example, uh, it, it declares an array, and that's the array here, and it splice 2, comma 2. So it removes two elements beginning with the third element, so 0, 1, 2. So not so gray would be removed. So it would be like, oh no, today was so gray. So removes two elements beginning with the third element. So 0, 1, 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. No, and so it removes two elements. No and so would be removed here. Alright, so uh, this will result in today was great. Splice not only modifies the array is being called on, but it also returns a new array containing the value of the removed elements. Oh, interesting. So this is the array, and it's being called on. The splice method is being called on array. So and it's returning a new array. So this is the index. So 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. No, 0, 1, 2, 3. Really happy is being removed. So really happy is assigned the so new array is assigned the value which is really happy. So now it says we've defined a function sum of 10 which takes an array as an argument and returns the sum of that array's elements. Okay, yep, reduce sum is there. Cool. Modify the function using splice so that it returns the value of 10. Okay, so I would wanna just have 10, right? So I would do here 5, 5, 10. So I'll do 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I would 3, 7, 8. So if I remove 5 and 1, and the remaining numbers should give me 10. So 2, 5, 2, 1 should give me 10, which it does, because 2 plus 5 equals 7, 7 plus 2, 9, and then plus 1, 10. So I would do, in this instance, splice, and then the index that I want to start removing from, which is 1, so 0 and 1, and how many elements do I want to remove from that index, 1 and 2, so 5 and 1. So I would do, alright, I can't 2, so I want to delete elements from the first index, and then how many I want to delete, 2, so 5 and 1 are gone. That should give me 10. Perfect, that's more like it. Right guys, this is it for this tutorial or challenge. Challenges up until now about basic data structures. If you have any questions or suggestions, please comment in the comments section, and I'll make sure I'll go back to you guys as soon as possible. And until then, have fun coding, and hope you guys found the challenges quite useful, and you got the solutions of what I have come across as well. So I'll also be uploading all the code into my GitHub, so you can get the solved code from there too. Alright, have a good day guys, see you next time.